Capricorns, for you, the year of 2023 is going to bring your main focus to the matters of home and family as you start to shift your focus from excelling professionally to attaining a better work life balance and also being able to monetize on maximizing your financial gains. Your love life is going to go through some sudden changes and karmic transformations around the midway point of the year. 2023 for you is going to be a year of focusing more on your personal than professional life. You will come out on the other end of this year being transformed on a deeper level pertaining to your identity, personality, romance, and finances. Hey lovely viewers, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video in this stream of 2023's yearly horoscope videos for all zodiac signs is going to be for the sign of. Also, before I get into the detailed discussion, I would like to thank all the viewers and subscribers who have supported this journey as we have completed an year of this channel's inception. And to commemorate this event, I have now also started a Patreon page wherein I can get to share more exclusive, viewer-centric and catered content. So please do consider supporting the channel on Patreon as well. There will be extended versions of these videos shared on the Patreon page, wherein there is detailed analysis about how each month of 2023 is going to be turning out for you. So do not miss out on that video, as this YouTube version is going to be a little more brief and comprising of only the major highlights of the planetary transits that are most significant for you in the year of 2023. You can primarily check this video for your ascendant sign and secondly for your moon sign as well if you would like to. In the first month of the year, January, you are going to have a sigh of relief when it comes to the self-doubt, indecision and lack of productivity that you could have been facing from around the second half of 2022. As the planet of Mars, which signifies drive and passion, comes out of its retrograde motion and becomes direct in the sign of Taurus in your 5th house. This transit shows that you could be feeling much more sure and confident about your personality and your interests by the start of the year. And this will also help you in your romantic relationships as you start to feel more like yourself around your loved ones. You will also have a drive to achieve your creative goals as well as make good on your monetary benefits coming from speculative gains. And this is where one of the most important planetary transits for your year of 2023 happens, when on the 17th of January, your sign's planetary ruler changes its sign into Aquarius and transiting through your 2nd house of family values and financial security. This transit of Saturn will make you focused on dealing with matters of your family values pertaining to monetary savings and financial security. There is a possibility that you could be now reaping the benefits from all the work that you have done on yourself prior, and this is now the period when you will be able to monetize and attain profits from it. This also shows that while previously you were working on your personality and appearance, now you could be tackling your eating habits and how you try to discipline in that sector. You have to be very wise in your decision-making skills, especially when it pertains to how you handle your money during this period, as there is a real scope to maximize it. So even if your family's views about finances are different than yours, still there is no harm in listening to their advice as it comes from a place of experience. Take their opinions into consideration as well. Focus on building strong communicational channels with your family members as they are going to be your saving grace in this time. Saturn puts 3 aspects from its transiting position in the 2nd house, and these are firstly the 3rd aspect onto the 4th house, secondly the 7th aspect onto the 8th house, and lastly the 10th aspect onto the 11th house. Let's discuss the effect of each of these aspects. When Saturn puts its 3rd aspect onto the 4th house, it shows that you are going to find trouble in communicating effectively with your family, and this can lead to emotional turmoil being in the home. It shows that you will also work hard towards attaining a good financial cushion for your family's better living standards. This can possibly come about in a way of you even financing, like a renovation or extension of your family's house. When Saturn puts its 7th aspect onto the 8th house, it shows that you are going to have to maintain good relations and communication with your family in order to even possibly receive some sort of help from them financially, as you gain profits from other resources at this time, like an inheritance. You also have to be willing to bridge the gap between your parents and your in laws if you are married. Your family can come to your support during the time of upheaval and uncertainty, especially in relation to monetary aid. And when Saturn aspects your 11th house with its 10th aspect, it shows that you could be directly able to catalyze on higher financial gains only if you are able to expand on your work network circle and be able to exploit these new contacts by trying to get benefits through their resources as well. You will also have to work on communicating in a better manner with your friends. Otherwise, it can feel a very isolating time period as you won't be able to connect emotionally to your friends. Stay focused on trying to monopolize and monetize on the connections formed now professionally. A special circumstance arising with this transit of Saturn in Aquarius is that for natives with Capricorn moon, you will be going through the next phase of your Saturn Sadhasati period, which could have been wreaking a havoc on your mental health for the several past years. To briefly explain what a Sadhasati is that Saturn's transit through these three signs, namely the sign, which is 12th from the natal moon, your moon sign itself, and the sign next or second to the natal moon sign, a period that takes about 7.5 years, is known as Sadhasati in astrology, as the term for 7.5 in Hindi is Sadhasat. Hence, the Sadhasati refers to this transit through the trio of signs flanking the natal moon and the natal moon sign itself. This can be a particularly challenging period in terms of work, health, and emotions, so hang on tight. Sun will be in your sign of Capricorn in your first house, showing that you will be feeling confident now about your abilities, yet as Mercury is retrograde also in your first house. Hence, be careful of not to let that confidence come across as arrogance to people around you, as there is a chance of that misunderstanding. Also, your Yogakaraka planet, which is simply your best planet, that is Venus, as it rules both your Trikona house, that is the 5th house, and your Kendra house, which is the 10th house, as its ruled signs of Taurus and Libra are respectively placed there. Venus will also conjoin your transiting Saturn in your 2nd house, further showing possibility of expansion of monetary savings and gains, also an enriched family connection. In the month of April, one of the most major transits of 2023 takes place as Jupiter moves into the sign of Aries and your 4th house. This is a lucky transit for you as Jupiter gets even more benefic in the energies represented by the 4th house related to home and family. You will definitely be able to build on your bond with your family now, especially when it comes to your religious, spiritual, and philosophical views. You will also be able to expand and increase the perimeters of your house during this period. Also, a good time for you to acquire more land, potentially like a joint family land. But Jupiter is not going to be transiting alone in the 4th house as it gets conjunct Rahu present there, forming something called a Guru Chandal Yoga in astrology. What this means is that there is an amalgamation of opposing energies of Rahu's obsession and Jupiter's benefic expansion, which can form a dichotomous energy relating to the affairs of home and family. There is surely something which can be quite unconventional with regards to your approach towards your living situation with your family or your own home if you stay away. Your relationship can go through a sort of boost which is unexpected yet pleasant. You will come to depend more on them now. Jupiter from your 4th house puts 3 aspects, which are firstly on the 8th house with its 5th aspect, secondly the 10th house with its 7th aspect, and lastly the 12th house with its 9th aspect. Let's discuss all of these individually. When Jupiter aspects your 8th house with its 5th aspect, it shows that you will be inclined to now study and learn more about occult or taboo subjects and knowledge which is not in the mainstream domain. You will also possibly be able to build and expand on your home perimeters by capitalizing on profits from other people's resources, or it can simply mean that you will be lucky in attaining monetary help or a loan. When Jupiter aspects your 10th house with its 7th aspect, it shows that you will now be lucky in terms of how you will network and connect with people who are your superiors at work. You will be perceived favorably and positively by others, which will help you in furthering your career prospects and success. When Jupiter aspects your 12th house with its 9th aspect, it shows that you can actually travel abroad during this time period to even pursue some sort of educational courses, which bring a dramatic shift to your religious, spiritual, and philosophical belief systems. You will also have to stay vigilant of not going overboard with your budget for some home renovation or constructions, as it can lead to more money being consumed than you intended into unnecessary losses. Be careful in how you ideate and communicate with your family, especially regarding your plans for home, as Mercury will be retrograde in your 4th house as well. In the month of June, Saturn goes retrograde in your 2nd house, showing that the matters relating to family values and financial security might become difficult, and this may wedge a gap between your family's relations. Venus joins the debilitated Mars in the 7th house, showing that the want to be able to connect with people to share your feelings, but you will not be able to do so because of aggressive undertones in your interactions. This is further shown as Sun and Mercury transit through your 6th house, showing that you can get into fights and misunderstandings with people right now. In the month of July, Venus and Mars both move into the sign of Leo and your 8th house, and these are getting aspected by the retrograde Saturn with its 7th aspect and by Jupiter with its 5th aspect, which shows that you will retreat now into a shroud of mysteriousness and become more elusive about your feelings and emotions. This can also lead to pairing with romantic connections and seeking some sort of release now, but this equation can turn quite toxic and secretive, so you need to be careful about that. This is further substantiated by the fact that Sun and Mercury will be transiting your 7th house, and this is where Sun becomes debilitated, showing that you can actually lose yourself and your balance with other relations and a general moral compass while indulging in your romantic equations and connections. Beware of getting too dependent on someone else for your emotional stability and regulation right now. In the month of October, there will be one of the greatest shifts in planetary energies of 2023, as Rahu and Ketu nodal shift changes the focus of your life for the next 18 months. Rahu will move into Pisces and Ketu will move into Virgo, which will be activating your 3rd and 9th house axis, showing that you are going to now work hard towards your higher educational prospects, and also you will be able to go on journeys to expand your ideas and communicate more about religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs. When Rahu moves into the 3rd house, it shows that you can be very communicatively geared towards connecting and networking with people. You will also be someone who will believe in working smart by adopting unconventional methods rather than working hard and religiously or righteously on things. You can also be forming new closeness with your siblings during this time period. When Ketu moves into your 9th house, it shows that there might be some delays in terms of your higher educational prospects, which will even possibly test the extent of your religious, spiritual, and philosophical beliefs. You can also feel some sort of distance or disconnect in your relationship with your father. Don't lose hope on your healing path if you don't see the events happening according to your expectations right now. Your luck, though, might feel delayed, but will surely come to you. Venus moves in direct motion into your 8th house but gets aspected from both the retrograde planets of Saturn and Jupiter, showing that it may have some drastic transformations or endings that can come about in your romantic relationships, as you don't feel like yourself in them anymore. Sun, Mars, and Mercury will be transiting your 10th house now, showing that in all this chaos with family and romantic relationships, you will be heavily depending on your drive and purpose at work to give you some sort of stability. In the month of December, Sun and Mars move into your 12th house, showing that you will be a little disconnected from people around you as you take some time to heal yourself from the toxic equations you dealt with in the year. And you can also possibly just want to take a vacation to reset your drive and passion from all the trauma to get a new boost of energy and inspiration. Venus will transit in your 10th house, showing that you will also be supported by your network circle and friends to gain more financially as well as be on better terms with people generally liking to be around you at work. So Jupiter will finally become direct in your 4th house at the precipice of the year 2023, showing that you can finally feel more connected and a sense of belonging with your family to be able to connect with your familial values, especially on the religious, spiritual, and philosophical front. And with discussing the impact of planetary transits taking place in 2023 on the sign Capricorn for all months of the year 2023, I come to the end of this video. If you have resonated with the predictions and found this detailed analysis of your coming year 2023 to be helpful, then please do not forget to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fruitful year in 2023. I will see you soon with the next video. Until then, take care you all.